Hey everybody, goodness, good day. Today we are right on track and right on course, and everything is happening and working right on time. Keep going with whatever you're doing, or pause if you need to. Don't just sit there, do something. Don't just do something, sit there. Whatever is appropriate for you, let it be. That is how you act inspiredly. According to the aims of a lion. Rawr. Intensely, possibly, patiently braiding a whip on the steps of the temple and going in and cracking it, throwing chairs and turning tables over, freeing animals and things and such. And or maybe like a lion or like a lamb is saying, I'm not going to defend myself. Go on, do your worst. Maybe. While they judge you of should have done and could have done and whatever it is. Just know this, the story of Jesus is like a magnification of all the intensity that happens to so many, basically, in so many ways, basically all the ones, every body, every character in a story, sort of truly. And Course in Miracles gets us to see this in a way, I think, more miraculously pointing to, more helpfully pointing to goodwill underneath everything, seeing innocence through, forgiving them for they know not what they do. Actually, that stuff, like the good shit from the Bible. Course in Miracles sometimes takes stuff from the Bible, it actually uplevels it. It says something like, well, Jesus is known to have said something like, I am known to have said something like, the kingdom of heaven is within. And this is, though this is a good and helpful and true statement in many ways, there is something truer, that there is no within and there is no without. You are the kingdom. Okay, God is in everything I see in this way. On this way, yesterday's was above all else, I want to see things differently. And before that was above all else, I want to see. What is it that I want to see? If I'm seeing something that isn't true, am I truly seeing? I may be able to, from a position of truth, describe what the dynamics of that illusory, explanatory story model is attempting to propagate or promote. I can, from the position of truth, speaking about the dynamics of the dream of appearances, of separation and illusions and things like this, sober-mindedly speak about it from a distance and as I can speak about it, then I'm seeing through it. I'm seeing underneath or beyond its attempted, like, sort of song and dance that it's pretending to be what it's really about. But there's something else. There's more at play. There's something both more dirty and more bright and shiny. On the way is the ability to admit stuff into our consciousness about how we know the earth game is really bullshit, tragic, traumatic, intense, but that we can see in everything that God is attempting to shine through, because we give it the meaning that our mind would have it be. What is this for, actually? And God is like this. It's a Course in Miracles says everything is one of two things. It's either a extension of love or a call for love. Or there are two sort of emotions. There's only like fear and there's only love, or something like that. And it's very uncompromising about it, but it also says in our story it will seem that there'll be a progression, because the spirit meets us where we know we believe we are within time, and tries to get us to help us to save time in some way. That's what the Course in Miracles says it's about. Save time, saving time. Saving time is what saving the transformation of I am is about. Actually, what I am about is, in some ways, what the story of a character was. It was like, hey, what if I separated? And then we could say that the purpose of separation transformationally is we separate, but for the chance at reuniting. Lightly, we could take this way of why a story started, because stories, we know, in some way do contain some drama of like, oh my God, what happened? And yeah, above all else, I want to see above all else, I want to see things differently. What I see, the Course in Miracles in these lessons, is what has already accumulated in some way. Like I say, it will appear that it will go through levels, is that everything I see is made of the past. So I've given everything I see all the meaning it has for me. And I can see the obvious, what it seems like the world's meaning of that cup is to hold water, and to hold water because of the need of being thirsty, and the need of being thirsty because the body, whatever, it was going to dry up, and the body was created because there was a twinkle in my father's eye that met my mother's when they were both pretty young and were in lots of interesting situations going on around them. And all of that started, what it's for was because of what the tiny mad idea was, which was I want to see what things would be like if there was a story of something against what is, where the truth had a battle against something other than itself, which would be something what is not. Actually, anything that's not true is not true. The truth is true, and it doesn't change to something other than the truth. Otherwise, it would change to something that is not true, and that would mean that it isn't what it is. These are all kind of what the Course in Miracles doesn't call, but I call divine logics or divine math. And okay, so let's go ahead and read. The Course in Miracles says we don't have to believe any of these things I'm about to say. Any things I already said or about the things I'm about to read don't have to be believed. In fact, it says we'll probably actively resist it, but it says if we listen, if we try these things on, if we hear them and practice them, that it will make a meaningful difference for us. And I can say I believe this is so. This is my third time through, and I feel like I'm really enjoying this more than any other time so far. Just trying this on. God is in everything I see. Infusing God, wholeness, creator, creation in everything I see. See, this is transformation. Meaningfully, we tried on, I've given everything I see all the meaning it has for me. Everything I see is made of the past. Now it's God is in everything I see. So is it dogmatic, or is it just like, just try this on, And to me, it's like, I noticed trying it on. It seems like reading the text is more unequivocally logical, and then these are like, yeah, it's like some of it's paradoxical. Okay, I'm going to keep reading. Paragraph number 1. The idea for today explains why you can see all purpose in everything. It explains why nothing is separate by itself or in itself. And it explains why nothing you see means anything. No thing you see means anything. In fact, it explains why every idea we have used thus far and all the subsequent ones as well. In fact, it explains every idea we've had so far and all the subsequent ones as well. Today's idea is the whole basis for vision, for true seeing. Paragraph number 2, you will probably find this idea very difficult to grasp at this point. You may find it silly, irreverent, senseless, funny, and even objectionable. Objectionable. I object, certainly. God is not in a table, for example, as you see it. I don't know, some of the people in my book faces, y'all, people, beings out there, may certainly say that God isn't a table, actually, because you're kind of, new agey La La Land like people in good ways. And anyway, let's keep going. Yet we emphasized yesterday that a table shares the purpose of the universe. And what shares the purpose of the universe shares the purpose of its creator. And we could say also its projector, its meaning maker. Creatively, we can say this with our creator, creating us, creating ourselves, saying this. Paragraph number 3. Try then today to begin to learn how to look on all things with love, appreciation, and open-mindedness. You do not see them now. Would you know what is in them? You do not see them now. Try today to begin to learn how to look on all things with love, appreciation, and open-mindedness. This is basically equating what God is with those 3 words in some way. You do not see them now. Would you know what is in them? Nothing is as it appears to you. Its holy purpose stands beyond your little range, beyond the little range. When vision has shown you the holiness that lights up the world, you will understand today's idea perfectly, forgiveness givingly. And you will not understand how you could ever have found it difficult to see. Playfully, you can slightly understand you, but this is like, it's like a way of speaking. There's a way to kind of understand because it's basically just the explanation of the tiny mad idea, which I've explained in many videos. If you have a question, you can ask me. But if you've been watching these, you'll hear often I explain it. And I don't want to this time. Right now, no. I'm going to move on to paragraph number 4. Our 6 2-minute practice periods for today should follow a now familiar pattern. Begin with repeating the idea to yourself and then apply it to randomly chosen subjects about you, naming each one specifically. Try to avoid the tendency toward self-directed selection, which may be particularly tempting in connection with today's idea because of its wholly alien nature. Try to avoid the tendency towards self-directed selection, which may be particularly tempting in connection with today's idea because of its wholly alien nature. Don't be selective, just do random whatever objects. Remember that any order you impose is equally alien to reality. There is no order in miracles. The truth applies to everything, but only actually everything. And works with you from where you know you believe you are, with what the subjects you choose within your 6 periods of 2 minutes each. Obviously. Paragraph number 5. Your list of subjects should therefore be as free of self-selection as possible. For example, a suitable list might include God is in this coat hanger. God is in this magazine. God is in this finger. God is in this lamp. God is in this body. God is in that door. God is in that wastebasket. And I'll say this for mine yesterday. Above all else, I want to see things differently. I would say I want to see that moving branch in the wind differently. I want to see that the frame of that window differently. I want to see the glare of the light in the window differently. And I did it real slowly too. And differently meant that it didn't include the whole. Instead, it was something more fundamental than that, than the story of the world. It was something beyond it, something prior to it. It was clearly clearing out all the weight of the past that we know we believe the mythic humans have as a momentum in their waking life as they move about their journey. Okay, very last paragraph. In addition to the assigned practice periods, repeat the idea for today at least once an hour, looking slowly about you as you say the words unhurriedly to yourself at least once or twice. You should experience a sense of restfulness as you do this. You should experience a sense of restfulness as you do this. You should experience. Go ahead, do it. I would encourage you to experience a sense of restfulness as you do this. 6 practice periods, 2 minutes each, also every hour, repeating the idea that God is in everything I see. And I would encourage you to experience a sense of restfulness as you do this. Love you. Good day.